for extending an invitation to me and finding me a proper, fit and proper person to be a keynote, to give a keynote address. My topic is demystifying the old perception that soldiers are for war, innovations, and creatives of the Uganda People's Defense Forces. Just the content, look at the abstract, introduction, brief background, then talk about the role of the Uganda People's Defense Forces in government. And then contextualizing UPDF innovation and innovation, I talk about a number of engagements before I conclude. I want to say that this paper gives the historic, social, and economic narratives and how the UPDF has engaged in the creative and innovative industries for national growth and development. Since independence in the 1960s to date, Uganda's military institution has evolved in advancing innovations and creatives. Few people outside the military understand and appreciate the culture, the values of the people who make up the military force. Non-combatants have seen soldiers all over the world from different lenses. Joining and serving in the military is a big commitment and sacrifice, but it does not mean putting personal growth on hold. Indeed, a military career can offer one of the chances to build expertise in a variety of personal and professional skills, including the creatives. As one grows in the military as an individual, one gains experience that can help excel in the military and beyond. The Uganda People's Defense Forces has supported and continues to support various creative industries and careers under, among others, the umbrella of the National Enterprise Corporation, which I head as the managing director. The National Enterprise Corporation is the commercial and business arm of the Ministry of Defense and the Uganda People's Defense Forces. Just a tutorial snapshot. By way of introduction, I want to say that all over the world, a soldier, that's the person who works in the army, has been at the center of civilization and development. The first ever recorded community to have soldiers was Mesopotamia, with Sargon of Akkad, the founder of the Akkadian Empire, believed to have formed the first standing professional army. In history, the most available design and war machinery can be seen in the works of Leonardo da Vinci, whose works not only informed warfare equipment, but also innovations in aviation and many other industrial applications. Here in Africa, the Ngoni people who were part of the Shaka Zulu's training are known to have developed war tools that were hitherto never matched. Straka was a military genius for his reforms and innovations in the art of war. He changed the nature of warfare in Africa from an exchange of arms and spear throwing, producing minimal loss of life, into close combat warfare. Together with his wood-borne tactics, a combination of assegai and the shield, Shaka inflicted crushing defeat upon his enemies. Likewise, here in Uganda, the various kingdoms and similar groups had special instruments of war or defense that were used by their soldiers. These personnel would however be involved in other economic supporting roles whenever the communities were at peace. It is therefore no wonder that the modern Uganda People's Defense Forces is involved in economic activities and has supported and developed creatives and innovations under our commercial and business arm, the National Enterprise Corporation. Some of the things that I talked about, and these are Kyambogo covering was the king of Bunyoro, one of the kingdoms here in Uganda. From what is believed to be the first war in recorded history between the forces of Sumer and Elam in Mesopotamia in 2700 BC, the history to the present day Russia-Ukraine war, history of mankind is awash with conflicts and wars. War, according to the Oxford Online Dictionary definition, is a conflict carried out or carried on by force of arms as between nations or between parties within a nation. It is an intense armed conflict between states, governments, societies, or paramilitary groups such as mercenaries, insurgents, and militias. War is generally characterized by extreme violence, destruction, and mortality using regular or irregular military forces. Some of the causes of war are economic, religious, and political. Wars are fought for a range of reasons such as territorial expansion, self-preservation, defense and protection against aggression, and conflict over land resources or religious conflicts. I have enumerated a number of wars that have taken place in the world, right from the Trojan War of 1194 to 1844, the American Revolution Wars, the Napoleonic Wars, the Algerian War, the Iran-Iraq War, and now the Russia-Ukraine War. Pre-colonial Uganda witnessed conflicts and wars between tribes and communities over resources and territory. There were also wars of resistance against colonial rule by traditional rulers like Mukama Kabalego of Bunyoro and Kabakamanga of Uganda. The country further witnessed wars in the post-independence era, including the Uganda-Tanzanian War of the 1978-79, the National Resistance Army Protracted People's War, the Rhodes Resistance Army insurgency in northern Uganda for many years, and military operations against the Allied Democratic Front, both in western Uganda and across the border inside the Democratic Republic of Congo. All wars, whether in Europe or Africa, or Uganda for that matter, are fought by soldiers who are recruited, trained, and deployed to protect and defend the societies or countries from both internal and external threats, and whose primary role is to protect and defend their leaders, territories, and countries in order to maintain peace and harmony. Now, coming to Uganda People's Defense Forces. The Uganda People's Defense Forces is the national army, and it's a creature of the supreme law of the land, which is the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda and 1995. Article 208 of the Constitution establishes the UPDF and provides, among others, that there shall be armed forces known as the Uganda People's Defense Forces, which shall be non-partisan, national in character, patriotic, professional, disciplined, productive, and subordinate to the civilian authority. Article 209 of the Constitution lays down the functions of the defense forces as being to preserve and defend the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Uganda, to cooperate with the civilian authority in emergency situations, and foster harmony and understanding between the defense forces and civilians, and lastly, to engage in productive activities for the development of Uganda. I have highlighted that one, engaging in productive activities, so that they can move away from the war part and now move to the area of production. The UPDF is not the first military institution in Uganda. Even the colonial societies had some level of mental organization, although rudimentary. Traditional leaders like the King Kyambogo and Kyambogo, the King of Uganda, had personal guards and standing armies. The Abarusura soldiers of Kyambogo, for example, put up fierce bloody resistance against the British colonial rule. During the colonial rule, there was the King's African Rifles drawn from soldiers who had participated in the Second World War, and later, when Uganda attained independence from the British in 1962, the 4th Battalion of the King's African Rifles was transformed into the country's first military force, the Uganda Rifles, which was then renamed the Uganda Army. In 1979, the Uganda Army, under the President and Commander-in-Chief, Field Marshal Idi Amin Dada, was defeated by a combined force of Tanzanian People's Defense Forces and Uganda Liberation Groups, notably the Front for National Salvation from NASA and Kikosi Maru. The Uganda Army was replaced by the Uganda National Liberation Army, later renamed Uganda Defense Forces, which was also defeated in 1986 by the Museveni-led National Resistance Army after a 5-year protracted people's war against the Milton Obote and General Tito Okello regimes. It is the National Resistance Army that was later renamed the UPDF under the 1995 Constitution. So, coming to the topic. Whereas the topic is about demystifying the old perception that soldiers are for war, in my view, it should have been demystifying the old perception that soldiers are only for war, because it is mostly through acts of war that the primary role of soldiers can be achieved. It is important to note that in all wars, success in combat depends largely on the weapons used. From the use of sticks, bows and arrows of the Stone and Middle Ages, to cannons, semi-automatic and automatic machine gun rifles, military combat aircraft, artillery, armor, nuclear weapons, to now drone warfare. The evolving nature of warfare has no doubt necessitated creatives, innovations, and inventions, leading to deep engagement in research and development and of defense industries, purposely to carry out those creatives, inventions, and innovations. Indeed, even many inventions currently with civilian application worldwide, these were by the military. For example, digital photography, the internet, satellite navigation, the night vision, to mention but a few. Modern armies are now investing heavily in creative technology and research into future military technologies of artificial intelligence, advanced defense equipment, robotics and autonomous systems, Internet of military things, cyber warfare, big data, and analytics, and 5G connectivity. Some photos. Whereas advanced militaries worldwide have for many years been involved in invention and innovation, the situation back home here in Uganda has for long been of total and absolute lack of innovation and creativity, hence the belief and perception that soldiers are only for war. This can be attributed to a number of factors, including the poor quality of soldiers in the National Army, as a result, partly in Uganda, of the colonial policies of divide and rule that branded some tribes from the north as martial, and therefore the only ones qualified to serve in the army, as opposed to southerners irrespective of their education. This was intended to use the soldiers from the north, suppress any attempts by people from the cash producing areas of the south to resist colonial rule. This, no doubt, had an effect on the quality of soldiers in the National Army, as the army became a preserve of the illiterate who couldn't read and write. Failures of rejects in society. The urban riffraff, the village runaways, generally they are educated with no capacity at all to carry out any innovation. There was also the general belief that soldiers were only for war and not to be engaged in any economic activities for the development of the country, and that soldiers were to be fully catered for and looked after by the state. A dependency syndrome where the military was parasitic on the state and not involved at all in any other activity outside soldier. So, how has the UPDF demystified the perception that soldiers are only for war? Firstly, obligating the UPDF to be a productive force for the development of Uganda as clearly stipulated and enshrined in Article 209D of the Constitution. Secondly, in implementation of the above obligation, pursuing a deliberate policy to engage the UPDF in productive activities for the socio-economic development of Uganda and development of defense industries with science, technology, and innovation as a major research and development component. The UPDF appreciates the fact that local defense industries capabilities are extremely important for any country, and though not seeking complete defense industry sovereignty, defense industries provide self-reliance and sustainable in-country capability for supplying the armed forces, especially during combat. From a national security perspective, and to ensure appropriate sovereignty, countries need such capacity for self-reliance in terms of equipment in order to minimize reliance on foreign countries and avoid blackmail by superior powers, e.g. through sanctions and embargoes. Remember, Uganda is a landlocked country in a volatile region. The UPDF appreciates the need to match the increasing and sophisticated global developments in science and technology, hence our involvement in research and development, which entails, among others, acquisition, upgrading, and development of high technology weapons that enable countries to be independent in science and technology. Research and development being the heart of any defense industry. In 1989, the Uganda government took a decision to set up Ruwero Defense Industries based in Nakasongola as one of the subsidiaries of the National Enterprise Corporation. Ruwero Defense Industries, whose core activity is production of small arms and ammunition, which were exhibited there, has a research facility which collaborates with Makerere University and Uganda Industrial Research Institute. The Research and Development Department of the Ruwero Defense Industries conducts research on both defense and civilian products. In addition, the department periodically offers internship opportunities and training of university engineering students in the fields of manufacturing, robotics and artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and automation of production lines. These students have sometimes come up with innovations that support the local communities. Just to give you one example, 2 years ago, when the water levels at Lake Victoria and Lake Kyoga rose, the pump house that supplies water to over 200,000 citizens in Nakasongola district became submerged and could only be accessible by boat. In order to ensure continuous supply of water to the local community, the interns at the research facility designed a system that would switch on the pump remotely, diagnose ports, and send alerts to the control room. This was done by just university graduate students. Ruwero Defense Industries also engages in reverse engineering using robotic precision measurement equipment to produce tools and spares with modern equipment for oil and gas manufacturing sector, as well as other engineering fields. In addition, the engineers through research and development are able to study the materials of spares and improve them in terms of cost, weight, and lifespan. Other equipment that have been designed and manufactured by UPDF hardware industries includes boilers, food processing equipment such as maize and rice hullers, rope making machines used in construction, state-of-the-art carpentry machines, and surface treatment machinery. One of the challenges facing innovations in Uganda, however, is the manufacture of the final product so that it's commercialized. And many young scientists stop at the prototype phase. Where defense industries designs and manufactures molds used in manufacturing housing products or manufacturing housing for products. This supports the innovations in robotics, Internet of Things, and artificial intelligence to get their products housed and ready for the market. The research facility is currently being equipped and upgraded into a modern technology research and development center. Thirdly, there has been a deliberate process to carry out nationwide recruitment into UPDF ranks of professionals, especially engineers, mechanical, chemical, electrical, etc., with high educational qualifications, with capacity to engage in research and development. The inclusion of designers and artists professions into the UPDF should now therefore be a deliberate effort, since engineering shares a lot with designing. Fourthly, the UPDF puts a lot of emphasis on operations other than war. This is outside war. These are defined as military operations that don't involve warfare, combat, or the threat or use of violence. They generally include peacekeeping, peace building, disaster response, humanitarian aid, military engineering, etc. UPDF is actively involved in non-combat activities and has a fully fledged department of operations other than war under the chieftaincy of operations. Some of these operations conducted by UPDF include anti-smuggling operations in support of Uganda Revenue Authority, the marine operations on our lakes here against use of illegal fishing methods that has seen the reopening of fishing industries which have closed down over reduced sizes and quantities of fish, and the increase of fish processing industry factories from 5 to 13 in the last 4 years. Other UPDF operations other than war include Operation Wealth Creation that has seen the number of people outside the money economy drop from 68% in 2013 to 39% in 2022. The UPDF has also for some time been involved in anti-stock theft disarmament operations in Karamoja, and 2 years ago, UPDF supported the Ministry of Agriculture in anti-locust operations in northeastern and eastern Uganda. Furthermore, the UPDF supports the Uganda Wildlife Authority in providing security in national parks as a way of promoting tourism. UPDF also collaborates with the National Forest Authority to stop illegal logging, and through the Royal Guards Unit to provide security to the traditional and cultural leaders. The UPDF engineers have been actively involved in construction of hospitals and medical facilities under the Ministry of Health. In addition, construction of schools and sports facilities like the ongoing construction of the Nambole Mandela Stadium under the Ministry of Education and Sports. Our personnel have been deployed and provide leadership in strategic positions in public service, and also providing leadership and active involvement in anti-corruption operations through the State House Anti-Corruption Unit. Fifthly, the UPDF carries out training and participation in non-combat roles such as medical, engineering, legal, etc. In the area of aviation, the Ministry of Defense the Ministry of Defense and UPDF aircraft through the Uganda Air Cargo transports both civilian and military cargo within and outside Uganda. Lastly, through NEC and our subsidiaries and joint ventures, UPDF is involved in many non-war activities, among others, railway and road construction. This includes anticipation. So just examples, the Kampala-Maraba railway, rehabilitation of the Orio-Papash road, construction of security roads in Karamoja sub-region, and upgrade of the access road to Entebbe Children's Research Hospital to pay good treatment standards. Those are some of the works we have seen in Victoria, where the Army, through National Enterprise Corporation, is actively involved in the rehabilitation of the railroad and improvements in Karamoja. That's the upgrade of that hospital, the road to the hospital. With academic institutions, NEC has been involved in construction of the perimeter wall and at University, and renovation of Lumumba Students' Hall of Residence. Construction of phase 2 of the Institute of Computer Science at the University of Science and Technology is also being carried out by the National Enterprise Corporation. We have also constructed an agro processing laboratory and animal feed mill at the Mental Farm Institute, and now we are constructing a demonstration and long-range stabilization block at Lila University. Those are some of the pictures. You can see the perimeter wall at Makerere, those are into one area, and the Institute of Computer Science at the Maraga University, which we have just completed. NEC has also carried out rehabilitation works at the Poma Satellite Gas Station, thanks to the Honorable Minister who tasked us to do the job. We have renovated the radiology block at Sorot Regional Referral Hospital. We have constructed presidential initiative for establishment of industrial hubs at Masaka. We have also constructed a free economic zone near Entebbe International Airport, and we are also constructing a Kenya motor vehicle production startup facilities in the engineering, industrial, and business park, among very many other projects that we are carrying out. These are some of the pictures. That's in Soroti, and this is the Poma Satellite Gas Station, which we renovated. This is the Masaka Hub, Industrial Hub, Presidential Hub. That is the Freeport Zone at the Entebbe International Airport. As you're flying out, you see it on the left. That is the Nigeria vehicle plant, which we are constructing. We are talking about designs. We cannot construct this without sitting down and designing something. So you can see that this design is very good. That's what we are doing in Nigeria. Then through our subsidiaries, we are also involved in large-scale crop production under the National Food and Feed Security Program. We are also involved in the modern cattle farming and beef production at our farms. Those are some of the feed lots owned by the Army targeting the beef industry. That is our farm at Kyambogo. This is maize to support the National Food Security Project. Through our joint ventures, I think the professor talked about the importance of partnership, that as a university we can't do anything alone. Even us, we cannot do things alone. So we partner with the foreign companies, and through our joint venture, we are involved in the manufacture and assembly of infantry fighting vehicles, also civilian armored vehicles. If you are a civilian and you want a bulletproof vehicle, we just look at you can bring it and we armor it for you. We are involved also in the manufacture of bulletproof vests. I think you have seen the vests outside there, and the helmets of personnel in high risk situations. We are also involved in the repair, maintenance, and overhaul and upgrade of helicopters. And this one is done at our Kasonga Defense Industrial Complex. We do production of commercial and civil explosives which are used in mining and infrastructure development. This is also through a joint venture. We have the production of natural water. I'm happy that that's what we're taking now. This is the Musima mineral water, which is produced by the UPDA. Then we operate, Fuel Industries operates an oxygen and nitrogen plant at Kakasongola, which greatly supports the air forces and medical facilities. Indeed, when the plant was having a problem in 2021, we stepped in and produced oxygen to support the hospital, which saved lives. We do also produce the sanitizers and masks. There are so many, just trying to run through the interest of time. We also run a waste management facility in Akasongola, and we have also set up one to manage oil waste in the Albertine region. That is in the Albertine region near the Kingfisher area. This is a model state of the art incinerator that we use in Akasongola in addition to the engineered landfills. Partnering with China Motors, we've been able to manufacture those electric buses, electric and diesel buses, which you see on these roads here. These buses are manufactured at our facility in Akasongola. We also do carpentry, as you can see. That is our auditorium at Kyambogo. Maybe in future you may wish that we can provide similar services to one of your auditorium here. We are currently setting up an industrial and business park in a place called Kyambogo in Akasongola, which will be under the Ministry of Defense but managed by NEC. We have 5 industrial zones, agro-based industries, medical, light machinery, etc. There are also plans to set up a national military museum, which can also contribute to tourism in the country. For example, Britain uses the military as a tourist attraction in the trooping the car and changing of guards at Buckingham Palace. The above list is not exhaustive, but in all the above projects, the UPDF brings on board professionalism and military discipline, which is a sine qua non for success. As I conclude, take a lot of time on the minister has seen from the above innovations and creatives, the Uganda People's Defense Forces is actively involved and supports creatively oriented individuals considering to join the forces therefore as a career path should therefore not think of war only, because the army is not necessarily for war. Even when you join the forces without the skill, the UPDF has the capacity to improve your competitiveness, and retool and enable you to contribute to national development. Indeed, UPDF involvement of Uganda has demystified and debunked the old perception that soldiers are only for war. Thank you very much.